Q1 2026. I beat expectations by $3,900, approximately 5%. Here are the numbers. Pause the video if you want. From my job, I generated $11,000. Stocks, 3.9. Other inflows, other incomes, 1.8. Miscellaneous and gifts, 850. TSP 5% match, $208. Total income, 17.9. Expenses for the quarter, $4,000. The February quarter hit me hard. And January, I will explain later. I invested 8.5 this quarter, and TSP contributions from my money, $293. Because they started matching me on March 1st, or March 1st, yeah. Pause if you want so you can look at the numbers. Monthly focus. On January, I focused on work, school, online school for Embry-Riddle. I went on a snowboard trip to the Alps. We went through Torino and we went to South the Oaks. It was beautiful, very cool. Yeah, it was fun as fuck. First snow at home. It snowed for the first time, like in a home environment where I live, kind of like dealing with snow on a like work basis, like on a living basis. It was pretty cool experience. After a while, it got annoying, but 10 out of 10 experience. I started watching shows again. Started watching some anime and some other shows. I have completed them by the end of the quarter, but February, I worked, school. I planned for my long-term visions and plans. I took a trip to Fort Lauderdale or Florida and Puerto Rico. 10 days. I went to Florida to visit my mom and surprised her for her birthday. And it was like a birthday and she bought her first house in America. So we celebrated that as well. And then Puerto Rico, it was a personal trip. One of my family members passed away. My grandpa passed away he lived 93 years old. 93. Woo, mama. I watched TV shows. March, worked, school, watched TV shows. Started studying for the AFOQT. It's the Air Force Officer Qualifying Test. It's just to have something on record. That's why I took it. My wins and struggles for this quarter are as follows. Wins, I snowboarded in the Alps. We went through Italy, through Torino, and then we went to South the Oaks. And it was fun. I snowboarded. I learned. We had a couple beers, and we had a blast. Second, if it was the first time it snowed at home in England. So I'm currently stationed in England in the Air Force, and it snowed. So it was pretty cool. And it just added it snowed like in a home environment. It's the first time it snowed like in a home environment. Obviously, I've seen snow before, but it was pretty cool dealing with the snow on a like daily basis, like going to work and stuff like that, groceries, etc. Third, time with grandpa and both grandmas. I spent some time with my grandpa before he passed away at 93 years old. He lived a beautiful life. And both grandmas, from my dad's side and my mom's side. They're both my grandmas are doing very healthy, very good, and spend some time, quality time with family. Fourth, I surprised mom for her birthday, and it was a little party, a little get together, as we celebrated her She bought a house in Florida. She bought a house in America, and we celebrated that. We've been renting for a while. So she bought a house, and we celebrated that she bought a house. Fifth, close quarter one above expectations. Like I said, $3,900 above expectations. That's really good. And sixth, I took the AFOQT, the Air Force Officer Qualifying Test. In other words, I just stepped out of my comfort zone. I took the test. I challenged myself. I learned a lot. And just to have something on record moving forward, just in case opportunities open up. The struggles for this quarter were I wasted too much money. I enjoyed it though. But I am vigilant of my money and my finances. 2, relied on stock performance. Oh, that's all. I did spend a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but I did spend a good amount of money on the trips going back home to in February. That's why I spent $2,000 approximately in February. 2, second struggle. I relied on stock performance instead of operating discipline. Like I said, I spent a lot of money, a lot of my income, and I relied on the stock performance in order for my net worth to go up. Yes, it's good to rely on investment. That's the whole purpose. But that was not my intention. So I got to operate a bit more disciplined on my money spending. 4th, watch too much TV. Or my 3rd, watch too much TV. I lost momentum. Momentum drag. 4th, focus too much on work, not enough on self-upgrade, self-development. Sometimes I focus on getting my job done correctly and even going further and beyond and being the best. Sometimes that can backfire. And it did backfire on me. I'll explain on next quarter, but it did backfire on me. And I got to focus more on my self-development, my systems. I've lost a little bit of focus on that. Those were my wins and struggles for this quarter. My top 3 lessons for this quarter are momentum is everything. I kept reminding myself that momentum is everything. And I did lose it. I did lose a little bit. A lot. Don't outsource quarter performance to the stock market. Like I said, I lost the discipline of providing my income and investing it in the stock market. I am spending too much. So I'm relying on the stock performance for my expectations and milestones. That's not good. 3rd, family first isn't a slogan. It's a structural decision. Quarter one, family first kind of, it just went to a whole other meaning to me. With my grandpa passing away, going back to visit the family, building friendship and snowboarding in the Alps, and just it kind of went to another perspective, and kind of like, yes, I'm very goal and milestone orientated and very plan orientated, but family is one of the most important one. And in this quarter one, 2026, it just kind of clicked. It clicked more. We're still learning, and that's what I like to know, that I don't know anything. Socrates, I know that I know nothing. So but yeah, it did click a little bit more. Moving forward, quarter 2, 2026 targets. Strategic focus will be reduce expenses, focus on personal growth, start getting into real estate, implementing the systems, and strengthening the daily schedule and sticking to it. So reducing expenses, that's obvious. Focus on personal growth. That kind of ties to the other 2 of getting started in the real estate and implementing my systems and actually getting out there in the industry. And 4th, sticking to my schedule, not being on my phone, not watching TV shows, etc. Sticking to my schedule. I dedicate time to cook. I dedicate time to do school. I dedicate time to build my system, develop my system, adjust my system, grow my systems, etc. Tactical adjustments from quarter 1 lessons. Cook in bulk once weekly. 2, I gotta fix my sleeping schedule. Holy shit. 3, going back to sleeping schedule. I am in the military. it is not as easy. 3, reduce unbased spending and impulsive Amazon purchases. Those are the 3 weaknesses for my recurring expenses. Control them. 4, control and reduce grocery spending. I gotta stick to the list. I make the list bi-weekly. I go to the grocery store. I stick to the list. And that's it for this quarter. Thank you for watching. Quarter 2, here we go.